You walk out of a dark movie theater at noon. The door opens, the sidewalk turns white, and before your brain has any useful opinion, your face folds in half. Your eyes squeeze shut, your nose prickles, then somehow sunlight makes you sneeze. That is the strange part. The light did not touch your nose, it did not carry dust into your nostrils, it landed in your eyes and a completely different part of your face exploded. This has a name, the photic sneeze reflex. Some people call it ACHOO syndrome because scientists are occasionally allowed to be ridiculous. And the best clue is not that sunlight is secretly irritating your nose. The best clue is that, in some bodies, the wiring between seeing and sneezing is easier to trip than it should be. Start with a normal sneeze. A bit of dust, pepper, pollen, or infection irritates the lining of your nose. Sensory branches of the trigeminal nerve carry that warning inward. Then a reflex pattern takes over. Breath in, eyes close, throat and chest build pressure, and air blasts out through the nose and mouth. A sneeze feels casual, but it is a coordinated emergency drill. Your body is trying to throw something out. Now put the dust particle back in the box. In a sun sneeze, the first alarm is not in the nose. It is a sudden change in brightness. You leave a dim garage, step into hard daylight, or sit under a bright eye exam lamp. The eyes send a huge visual signal. The nose has not been attacked. But for some people, the nose still gets the memo. That is the first reversal. The reflex is not about sunlight traveling to the nose. It is about a light signal apparently spilling into circuits that can create a nasal tickle and launch a sneeze. Researchers have been chasing this weird spillover for a long time. The idea is old enough that people often point back to Aristotle noticing sneezes in sunlight. Modern reports found it can run through families. More recent genetic studies found associations in large groups of people. One Chinese study reported photic sneezing in about a quarter of its participants. So if this happens to you, you are not pretending. You may simply own a nervous system with a very sensitive shortcut. But here is where the story gets messier. Scientists still do not have one proven cartoon switch labeled sun sneeze. They have several good suspects. One suspect is called optic trigeminal summation. Draw it like two wires passing too close together, one from the eyes, one from the face and nose. A sudden bright signal rushes through the visual side, and in susceptible people, nearby sneeze-related trigeminal pathways may get nudged. Another suspect is parasympathetic spillover. Bright light makes your pupils constrict and can make your eyes water. Those automatic responses use body control wiring that also lives near nose and tear gland reflexes. In this version, the system is less like crossed wires and more like a sprinkler valve opening too wide. Then there is a brain clue. In an EEG study, photic sneezers showed stronger visual cortex excitability than controls when shown visual stimuli. The same work linked stronger nose prickling with activity in areas involved in body sensation. That does not prove the whole pathway, but it makes the sneeze feel less like folklore and more like a measurable routing problem. So the honest answer is, bright light probably does not make everyone sneeze by one simple mechanism. It may expose a susceptibility. Your visual system gets slammed with a sudden brightness change, and the signal interacts with sensory or autonomic networks that can imitate the beginning of a nose irritation. Your body receives eye news and files it under nose emergency. Most of the time, this is harmless. It is funny, annoying, maybe embarrassing when you step outside with friends and instantly detonate. But timing can matter. A surprise sneeze while driving into glare, flying, or sitting under a medical light is not mystical. It is just bad timing from a reflex that does not ask permission. And that is what makes this tiny experience so revealing. We like to imagine the body as a tidy machine. Eyes see, nose smells, brain decides, muscles obey. But your body is not organized like a phone menu. It is an old, crowded switchboard. Signals share corridors. Reflexes sit close together. Sometimes one system shouts and another system answers. So the next time bright light makes you sneeze, the important thing is not that your nose hates the sun. It is that your eyes briefly found the sneeze button. For 1 second, sunlight lets you hear the wiring. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. It helps the channel a great deal. See you next time.